Hello again, everybody. Zach Attack is here with the Atakline for this Hump Day. Here with my Hump Day show for this Wednesday, November the 5th, 2014. Hope everyone had a decent day. I'm happy for this day. Election is over. No more political ads. Yay! I kind of forgot to vote. I was going to, but by the time I did, wanted to, the polls were closed. So maybe I'll try next time. Because I usually do vote, but I didn't this time. Didn't get an absentee ballot either. Anyway, let's kick things off with the Bible number ones for this week. Finally, I made an Atakline on a Wednesday, so I can tell you the new number ones for this upcoming week. I told you last week's number ones on Monday. And now we have the new number ones for this week. And I do mean new number ones. Expectedly, as I predicted Monday, we have a new number one album. But also we have a new number one single, yes. New number ones across the board with Meghan Trainor's All About That Bass finally ending its 8-week reign. And it's both being done by the same woman, Taylor Swift. As of course, as it did on Monday, Taylor Swift was expected to be at number one this week to kick off Slipknot on the album charts. And rumors were flying about her selling 1 million again for the third time. Well, she did it. She did it. She did it. Yes, 1.287 million in the first week. Taylor's the first artist to sell 1 million in the first week. 3 albums in a row with Speak Now, When, and now with 1989. What a weekend it's been for Taylor. She announced the tour on Monday, and now the album sells 1 million, and having the biggest first week for any album since the Eminem Show sold 1.32 million in 2002. So congrats to Taylor for that big honor. She was celebrating big time on Instagram. And not only did Taylor get the number one album slot, she regained the number one single slot. Yes, as I mentioned, Meghan Trainor's All About That Bass says 8-week reign is over by the woman that Meghan actually kicked off to begin that 8-week reign. Yeah, Shake It Off was number one for 2 weeks until All About That Bass started its 8-week reign. And now Taylor's ended it with her being back for a third non-consecutive week. And this is probably the first time in a while that we have an artist having the number one album and the number one single in the same week since Fancy did. I think Fancy was number one the same week New Classic was number one. That was Iggy Azalea's album earlier this year. So congrats to Taylor. Number one album selling 1 million again. And regaining the number one single, kicking off Meghan Trainor. Once again, we've shaken off. And Don't Break Space is the new single, the second single of 1989, which will be premiered at the AMAs in a few weeks. She won't be at the CMAs tonight. But there's another award show coming up next year. The People's Choice Awards in 2015, announcing their nominees today. Now, I am not the biggest fan of People's Choice. They are, I call them wigged, especially the TV categories. Big Bang Theory winning Best Comedy over Modern Family. Wigged CBS show. I know some people like Big Bang Theory, but I like Modern Family, which isn't on tonight because of the CMAs. But nominees for CMAs have been, the PCAs have been announced. Leading the music category, 4 nominations. Sam Smith topping the music nods. The categories, like I said before, nods. He is, of course, going up for Best Male with Blake Shelton, Ed Sheeran, John Legend, and Pharrell. And he'll also be competing in Best Breakout Artist with 5 Seconds of Summer, who I think will win because it's fan voted. Charlie XCX, Fifth Harmony, who I hope doesn't win again like they did at the VMAs. Undeserved, in my opinion, because they're not that big yet. And Meghan Trainor. Male Country, other big country music, we got Blake, Brad, Hunter, Luke, and Tim for Best Male. I bet Luke will win. No Jason Aldean, though. Favorite female country, we got Carrie. Dolly, how the hell did she get a nomination? She's still making music, though. That's a cool thing. Faith Hill, who has released a new song in a year. Lucy Hare, Miranda Lambert. Miranda will win that one. And Blake would probably win. Or Luke, Best Male. There's a lot of nominees. Iggy Azalea got some nominations. And of course, Meghan Trainor got some nods from the music categories. And there's the thing about PCAs. They have like a bunch of awards. Yet they only present like 5 on the actual fucking show. And of course, my fave Monan's nominated for that big TV show. The best TV network comedy. And they have a favorite TV show, period. No genres. And Miles is nominated in that. Bullshit. It's his best comedy. BS. Of course, Cheyenne Woodley topped the nominations for the movies. She, of course, nominated for a bunch of stuff, including a bunch of things, probably for The Fault in Our Stars. Nominated for Best Dramatic Movie Actress and Favorite Action Movie Actress for Diversion as well. And Fault in Our Stars. The show will be on January. Sorry. I forgot what day it is. But it'll be hosted by Mom Star, since it's on CBS after all, Anna Faris and Allison Janney. So, I don't know that. Yes, Wednesday, January 7th, 2015 at 8, 7 Central. Actually, 9, 8 Central on CBS. Like I said, they have like a bunch of awards. They're probably going to present like 5 on the actual show. Now on to some news. More news for you. Starting up with some Beyonce news. When I'm looking at the music categories, of course, Beyonce's not nominated, despite, well, she is nominated for Best Pop Artist, despite, of course, her big surprise last year with the surprise album Beyonce coming out right after Christmas without nobody knowing it. And there was rumors she's about to do it again. Reports were flying about Beyonce Volume 2 coming out soon. Well, there is a new Beyonce album coming out, but let's just emphasize on the word new for a second. It ain't exactly new. It's a reissue, per se. A re-release of Beyonce, calling it Beyonce the Deluxe Edition, the Platinum Edition, coming out on November 24th, the week of Thanksgiving. Although there's not a new album per se, there will be new songs. 6 of them, including the Flawless remix with Nicki Minaj, and 2 other new songs and a couple remixes. And not only will the new, and it's part of a bonus CD called More. So the Platinum Box that will feature the Beyonce album, a more album with 6 new songs. Like I said, 2 new songs and 4 remixes. And a DVD, which will feature all the music videos from the Beyonce DVD, along with clips from her X10 series on HBO, and a concert from the Miss Carter World Tour. There's no word on if the Under One TV special from HBO is going to make an official DVD release or not. Maybe, but smart enough to have it out by Christmas. Some fans are disappointed that it's not a full-on new album. That's just a repackaging of the Beyonce album. But they get some new songs and new things. If anyone who didn't buy the album when it first came out, they got the chance to get it with a bunch of bonus stuff. So there you go. Beyonce repackaging her surprise album, Beyonce, the Platinum Edition, coming out November 24th. A lot of people repackaging albums, including Iggy Azalea, that same day repackaging the new classic. Mentioned her earlier about having a #1 album and single at the same time this year. Now Taylor Swift has a #1 album and single at the same time. Now on to a artist that Taylor Swift admires, so does Beyonce, and a artist that Beyonce has done a duet with in the past, Justin Timberlake, who was rumored to be on a new song that was supposed to be on the supposed Beyonce Volume 2, which never conspired, which ended up being, like I said, the repackaging of Beyonce, the album from Christmas. Now, JT is on a roll. His 2020 Experience Tour is winding down. It's going to be ending New Year's Eve week with 2 shows in Las Vegas to be taped for a future project directed by David Fincher. But he's got another project he's working on. Project Baby. Yes, there's reports flying that he and his wife of 2 years, Jessica Biel, are expecting their first child together. According to several sources, like I said, including Us Weekly, sources have confirmed the pregnancy. The couple is enjoying the news for themselves while foregoing an official announcement. There's been no official announcement coming from the representatives of JT or JB, Jessica Biel. But it may be coming soon, the official word. But as of now, congrats to JT and JB, Jessica Biel, if the pregnancy rumors are true. So the reports are saying that they're expecting the first child. Congrats to U2. Now, JT did a lot of things about 2020 experience last year. I think it was on Jimmy Fallon a whole week in 2013. And a lot of people are doing that to promote new albums or just playing just to play a show for an entire week. Of course, Foo Fighters just did it to promote their new album, Sonic Highways. They performed on the David Letterman show for a whole week. Now, two classic bands are performing the same week for a week-long span on two late-night shows. The first band performed a week on a show on the week of November 17th to November 21st. That's 2 weeks from now. About a week from Monday. U2 will be taking over the Tonight Show for the entire week as promotion for their surprise. Speaking of artists who put on surprise albums like Beyonce did, U2 and their big surprise album, of course, Songs of Innocence. So they'll be on the Tonight Show for the entire week, like Justin Timberlake did, the same week that another classic band, Metallica, will spend a week-long residency on the Late Late Show with Greg Ferguson on CBS. So that'll be intriguing to see both these classic bands on. Before, and it's kind of weird that U2 5 years ago, they did the same thing, but on David Letterman. They spent an entire week on David Letterman's show when No Line on the Horizon came out in 2009. Now, 5 years later, the album's been out for like a month. Well, 2 months if you count the iTunes exclusive. But, they're on the Tonight Show for a week to promote their album. Well, Metallica's on the same week, spending a week on Craig Ferguson's show. So, there you go. With that news, and I mentioned earlier, the CMAs all tonight. I'm going to miss them because I'm at a class. My improv class is tonight, but I'm DVRing them. So that means no Modern Family preview because there's no Modern Family. I did like their Halloween episode last week. It was a fun one. And very spooky one at that. And like I said, they're not on new tonight because CMAs are taking their time slot on ABC. And that is it for the Atakline for this day. See you all later with that in mind. Y'all been attacked by the news from Zach. See ya! Yeah, yeah.